Have you ever wondered if you could grow your own garden right in the heart of the city? Welcome to the urban jungle, where concrete meets greenery. This is urban gardening, a sustainable movement that's transforming our cities. It's about more than just beautifying our surroundings. It's about improving air quality, enhancing mental well-being, and bringing farm-fresh produce to our doorsteps. All of this right amid the hustle and bustle of city life. Imagine the possibilities if everyone embraced urban gardening. First off, let's talk about air quality. You know, that invisible thing we all rely on every second of every day. Now, you might not think about it much, but the air in our cities can be pretty rough. It's filled with all sorts of pollutants from car exhausts, factories, and even our own homes. But here's the cool part. Urban gardening is stepping up to the challenge. Imagine a bustling cityscape, now add a dash of green. These aren't just decorative touches, they're busy, hard-working additions to the urban environment. Plants, you see, are like little air purifiers. They absorb some of the nasty stuff in the air like carbon dioxide, and in return, they give us oxygen. It's a pretty sweet deal. But that's not all. Research shows that certain plants can absorb more harmful pollutants like nitrogen dioxide and particulate matter. These are the bad guys that can cause all sorts of health problems, from respiratory issues to heart disease. Let's take an example. In Barcelona, Spain, a study found that if every suitable rooftop and terrace was transformed into an urban garden, they could remove as much as 200 tons of pollutants each year. That's equivalent to taking around 1,000 cars off the road, and it's not just about the numbers, it's also about the experience. There's something incredibly satisfying about seeing a cityscape peppered with pockets of green. It's a breath of fresh air, quite literally. But remember, every plant makes a difference. Whether it's a sprawling rooftop garden or a tiny windowsill herb plot, every bit of green helps clean our air. It's a small step towards a healthier, happier city. So, next time you're in a city, take a moment to appreciate those urban gardens. They're not just for show, they're hard at work making our cities a little bit greener, and our air a little bit cleaner. With urban gardening, you're not just growing plants, you're growing cleaner air. Now, let's dive into the mental health benefits of urban gardening. When city life gets overwhelming, the antidote might be closer than you think. Urban gardening, the practice of cultivating plants in an urban environment, is more than just a pleasing pastime. It's a form of therapy. Imagine this. The sun is shining, there's a gentle breeze, and you're working with your hands in the soil. The worries of the world fade away as you nurture a seed into a blooming plant. This is the magic of urban gardening. Research suggests that gardening can reduce stress and improve mood. A study in the Journal of Health Psychology found that gardening led to decreases in cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. The participants who gardened had a significantly better mood and restored attention compared to those who read indoors. Urban gardening also holds a unique advantage. It provides a much-needed connection to nature in an environment that's often dominated by concrete and steel. The simple act of tending to plants, watching them grow and flourish, can instill a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. It's a reminder of the cycle of life, growth, and renewal, which is often forgotten in the hustle and bustle of city living. Moreover, the physical activity involved in gardening can also contribute to improved mental health. As you dig, plant, water, and prune, you're also engaging in moderate-intensity exercise. This kind of physical activity is known to release endorphins, the body's natural mood elevators. Even the act of touching soil has been found to have therapeutic effects. Soil contains a bacterium called Mycobacterium vaccae, which has been shown to increase the release of serotonin in our brains. Serotonin is a chemical that helps to regulate our mood and make us feel happier. Lastly, urban gardens often foster a sense of community. They bring people together, encouraging cooperation, sharing, and mutual respect. These social interactions can significantly contribute to a person's sense of well-being and happiness. Urban gardening is not just a hobby, it's a form of therapy. And in the concrete jungle, it's an oasis of calm, growth, and renewal. Ever thought about the journey your food takes to reach your plate? It's a fascinating story, one that often involves long-distance travel, countless middlemen, and an intricate dance of supply and demand. But what if we could simplify that journey? What if your food could go from the farm to your table without the miles in between? This is where urban gardening steps up to the plate, quite literally. Urban gardening is a revolution in our understanding of food production. It's about saying no to the carbon footprint of cross-country food transport and saying yes to fresh, locally sourced produce. It's about realizing that the concrete jungle can also be a bountiful garden, ripe with fruits, vegetables, and herbs. Take the example of rooftop gardens. In cities around the world, rooftops are being transformed into verdant spaces bursting with life. These gardens are not just visually appealing, they are practical, functioning farms. They grow everything from juicy tomatoes and crisp lettuce to aromatic basil and rosemary. These urban farms are proving that you don't need sprawling acres to grow food. All you need is a little creativity and a lot of passion. Or consider community gardens. These shared spaces are breathing new life into vacant city lots, turning them into fertile grounds for fresh produce. Here, neighbors come together to plant, nurture, and harvest a variety of fruits and veggies. These gardens are more than just food sources, they are hubs for community interaction and learning. And then there are edible landscapes. Imagine walking down a city street lined with fruit trees, berry bushes, and vegetable patches. These landscapes are not just aesthetically pleasing, they are functional, providing fresh produce right at our doorsteps. Urban gardening is about reimagining our relationship with food. It's about understanding that fresh, locally sourced produce is not just a luxury for those with access to rural farms, but a possibility for all of us, even in the heart of the city. Urban gardening brings the farm to your table, fresh and full of flavor. Now imagine a city dotted with green spaces. Urban gardening is like an artist's brush that brings splashes of green to the otherwise concrete canvas of our cities. Each rooftop garden, community plot, and balcony planter adds a stroke of nature, transforming the urban landscape into a living, breathing masterpiece. But the beauty of urban gardening extends beyond aesthetics. It's like a green superhero, combating the environmental challenges that come with city living. For instance, the plants absorb carbon dioxide, a significant contributor to global warming, and release oxygen, making the air cleaner and healthier to breathe. Take the example of Paris, the city of love and lights. It's a city that has embraced urban gardening with open arms. They've adopted a law that allows anyone to plant an urban garden within the city's boundaries. Now the city's rooftops, walls, and balconies are teeming with greenery, turning Paris into an urban jungle. Or consider Singapore, the Garden City. The city-state has integrated greenery into its urban planning from the get-go. Vertical gardens climb the sides of skyscrapers, while rooftop gardens offer a green retreat amidst the hustle and bustle. The result is a city that is not only aesthetically pleasing but also environmentally friendly. And it's not just about the environment. These green spaces also foster a sense of community. They become gathering spots where neighbors can connect, share, and learn from each other. They're places where children can get their hands dirty and learn about nature, where the elderly can find peace and tranquility. In these ways, urban gardening is reshaping our cities. It's turning gray concrete jungles into vibrant green ecosystems. It's creating spaces that are not only pleasing to the eye but also beneficial to our health and the environment. It's fostering communities and teaching us the value of nature. Indeed, urban gardening paints a greener picture for our cities. It presents a vision of the future where cities are not just places of concrete and steel, but also of plants and trees. A future where the urban and the natural coexist in harmony. So, what have we learned about urban gardening? Let's take a moment to reflect on the main points we've covered. Firstly, urban gardening plays a crucial role in improving air quality. By increasing green spaces in our concrete jungles, we're essentially creating natural purifiers that absorb harmful pollutants and release clean oxygen. It's as if the plants are providing us with a breath of fresh air, quite literally. Secondly, we delved into the therapeutic effects of urban gardening. It isn't just about the physical activity, it's also about the peace and tranquility that comes from tending to plants. This green therapy can significantly enhance our mental health, providing a much-needed escape from the hustle and bustle of city life. Next, we explored the delightful concept of farm-to-table freshness. Growing our own fruits and vegetables not only ensures that we have access to fresh produce, but it also gives us control over what goes into our food. No more worrying about harmful pesticides or genetically modified organisms. Lastly, we touched on the transformative power of urban gardening. It has the potential to turn our urban landscapes into lush, green oases, making our cities not only more beautiful, but also more sustainable. In conclusion, urban gardening isn't just a passing fad or a hobby for the green-thumbed amongst us. It's a powerful tool that can help us combat pollution, improve our mental health, ensure food security, and transform our cities. Urban gardening is more than a trend, it's a green revolution. Are you ready to join the green revolution? There's no better time than now to start your own urban garden, revel in the fresh air, nurture your mental health, and enjoy the taste of homegrown produce. Share this video with friends and inspire them to go green too. Let's color our cities with the hues of nature. One rooftop, one balcony, one windowsill at a time. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more informative and inspiring videos like this one. Here's to greener cities.